Hello, everyone. We have two interesting people here. Their son is going to be in the limelight very soon, and he's loved and admired by everyone in Canada. And we want to hear from them how they did such a wonderful job with this boy, and not to be overshadowed all their children. So first, I'll ask ladies first. I'll ask the mother to introduce herself, and then we'll ask her husband to introduce himself also. So, Mom, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Myrtle Hutchinson. I was born in Waterspoon, Trinidad. Grew up in Laventille. I met Dalton in our early school days. He was my childhood sweetheart. Then I migrated to Canada in the 70s. We got married about a year after I migrated. Then we had three wonderful children, Harden, Atiba, and Latoya. And we're still together up until now.
So I would ask you to introduce yourself and give us a little of your background, and then we'll take it from there.
My name is Dalton Hutchinson, born in Trinidad, Laventille, proud to be a Laventillian. I came to Canada in 1975. My wife sponsored me, and after we got married, I came out here. Like she said, we got three kids. And from 75 to now, everything is going very good, by the grace of God. And got to give all the thanks to the Almighty.
Okay, so now between you two guys as Laventilians, neighbors, brothers, sisters, because I'm from Mova, it's Mova, Laventille. So to Myrtle, Atiba, I guess, is the middle of your three children?
That's right.
All right. So did the three kids got involved in football/soccer?
Two of them, the two boys. My daughter, we tried, but she tried, but didn't appeal to her in any way. So she tried that, and then she did other things besides soccer. She just wasn't into playing soccer. But the two boys they enjoyed that. That was their life. Soccer all the time, in the house, everywhere they were playing ball.
Okay.
Yes, they enjoy that.
I know they have the term soccer mom. Do you consider yourself a soccer mom?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Not as much as Dalton was involved, but yes, I wherever they were playing soccer, sometimes the scheduling was, would conflict with each other. And so we just, one would go with Atiba, one would go with Halden, or, we try to make it work.
Mr. Dalton, Atiba hinted in his, or said in his interview that you were there in the formative stage as part of the coaching system. Did you see anything in Atiba early, or is it his love for the game what make you decide to put him in it and see what could come out of it?
Well, when I was small growing up, I loved the game they called football, like that's from back home. And I always wanted to play for Trinidad. And I could have handled myself pretty well, but unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. So when I came to Canada, and I have two boys, I say they have to play for Canada. So I say that's my dream, to play for my country. So my kids have to play for whatever country they belongs to. And I work on it. I get them into soccer. But with my first son, I really didn't know where to go when he get to the age on the provincial team. And because like we out in Scarborough, at those days, all the action was out in Scarborough. So we was out in Brampton, and there wasn't much happening in Brampton in the 80s, early 80s. And when Atiba comes along, then I get to realize like there's a prevention team is going on. And I took him there. But I saw in the early when he was 6 years old, how he was playing on the soccer field, how he handles the ball. So I said, yes, he have to make it. And I work on it. We sign him up. And I always wanted to be part of the coaching so that I really teach him how to play the game the right way. And so said, so done. And there you see it on the field today.
Okay, back to Myrtle, if I may. We're on time zones here, and I understand you're way ahead of us. It's nighttime there, and thanks for accommodating us at your bedtime. But like Turkey, where you are, or
I'm here to visit my grandsons. There's 3 of them, and it's been almost 4 years since I last saw them. Because of the COVID, I couldn't come over to see them. So I just had to, be speaking to them on WhatsApp and, and I miss them dearly. So I wanted to come and spend some quality time with them. So that's why I chose to come here and miss Tiba's last game that he played. And I have no regrets doing it, just being with them and bonding, because his youngest son, he was like about 6 months since I last saw him. So
did you get a chance to see Atiba's game?
No, I didn't, because the Netflix wasn't working, and so I couldn't see the game. But I was speaking to my daughter, and she was telling me all what's happening. I was in the room at one point because I just kind of give up, not knowing what was happening. And then his son, Atiba's oldest son, came and said, Baba, meaning his dad, that's what they call him, just gone. And I was happy about that. So I got up again, and just to hear. And I was even talking to my sister in Trinidad too, because she was telling me, because they were watching it live down there. So she was saying he just scored and stuff like that. So I was happy about that.
And if I'm not mistaken, although you missed the Canada game, I think you saw a game Atiba played for his club team recently, a couple of days ago.
Yes, I did. It was a nail-biting game. I mean, they scored the first goal, but you can tell they had to fight to stay on top. Eventually, the other team scored, and actually the other team scored 2 goals, but one was taken away. So the end result, they tied, and it was good enough. It would have been nice if they had won the game, but they didn't. So it was a good game. They put up a good fight.
And how did Atiba play?
As always, he put out his best performance. Played and he was consistent and sharing the ball, distributing it the right way to the right people, and he put on a good fight, and I was very proud of him as usual. Yeah.
So Dalton, you got what Myrtle missed in terms of the last game against El Salvador. So what did you think of that game, the way Atiba played, that mystery goal, and how you think the team is doing?
Yeah, well, in that game, Canada started off well, and then they had a little lapse in it, during the game, and they dropped back a bit. But during that game, I had no fear watching the game and seeing like Canada will be in trouble. The goal that he scored, you see the effort he put into that goal, from running from his 18-yard line to the other team 18-yard and get inside into position, and Laren saw him and hit the ball into him, and then he dove and he hit the ball, and the ball hit the post, come back and hit the defense man, come back off of Atiba leg and his shoulder and goes into the net. Man, it was an unbelievable goal. It was unbelievable. That's the kind of fighter this guy is, he just wants to win.
I thought you were going to say that's the kind of way you tell him to score goals. Not exactly. Myrtle, in terms of Atiba, it's nice to have both father and mother. and Atiba have that support system. What it is you guys instill in him that you think Atiba exudes, that this type of way where people gravitate to him?
Well, Tiba grew up in a nice home, and he was taught to be respectful. He's a family person, and we just showed him how to be nice to other people, be polite, and don't put himself above other people. Everybody should be equal, and so he's very, like I keep saying, he's respectable because he really is. Wherever we go, if we go to one of his games, like in Edmonton, some of the staff just came up to us and say, what a wonderful son you have. He has such good qualities. And that's what we taught them from home, to be like that. And
how do you feel?
Very proud. We did a very good job, and I'm always proud of him and all my other kids, that they're good human beings. And I'm very proud of him and all the other kids.
And to you, Dalton, in terms of Atiba and his leadership and stuff, when did you see that leadership in Atiba in his career coming up through you, going to Brampton, Chinnakuzi, even, Woodbridge? Where did you see that start forming in him in terms of the field? And does it have a lot to do with the play and his mannerisms on how that come together?
Well, Tiba started playing soccer at the age, when he was very young, maybe 4 or 5. And the next year they wanted me to sign him up to the house league. And I said, no, I'm going to let him stay off another year because I want to work with him to be controlling the ball, And then I signed him up when he was 6 years old. And then 2 years later, I saw something in him and I said, yes, this is what I expected to see him at this age, the way how he was playing. And from there, he took off and was playing, started plays, improve. Every year goes by. Then the rep coach come by and saw him and asked him to come for a tryout. And then he was selected to the rep team. And I know there's something in him that he will go far with it because I always wanted him to play for Canada. I wanted to play for my country, Trinidad. But because of back in those days, growing up in Trinidad was not easy. And if you don't have that parents to guide you, because my dad was a wharfman, used to work on the port, and he was just taking care of the family, and my mom was at home taking care of the kids. And, it's how you go about, sometimes you go up with, you have wrong company, wrong friends, and I'm into different things. So I didn't follow up with my dream, but I say when I come to Canada, my kids have to play for Canada because they were born here, and he continued to progress, and then there you see how he's ended up now on the national team and playing for Canada, and that makes me feel so happy. I'm very, very happy to see what's going on with him right now today.
So where you saw the leadership, in him, in his teens, in the later years, when you see it in his development as a teenager, later years?
No, I saw the leadership in him when I was in Holland and watching him play, and the way I was talking to the players on the field, I say there's something in this guy, but that in a few years' time, I think he could become captain in Canada. And then a few years later, because he meets those older guys like Dwayne and Desario and Julian, so when they move on, then they make him the captain, and he embraced it. And I know he's proud to be a captain of Canada, especially because don't mind he's the captain in his team in Besiktas in Turkey. He's been a captain there for 2 years, and he loved it. And the players, respond to him, and he gets through to them, and everybody listen to him now.
Okay, so back to you, Myrtle. tennis play, in terms of Atiba, and having that parental support, which is important that everybody need to understand. He seemed to always have a level head. Is there any way in that support system that you could recall having to support him, give him that kind of confidence and to get back in the saddle and try again?
Well, once he had an injury and he was so down and thought he would never play again. And so I had to bring his spirit up and tell him, you know, you got to keep going, you know, don't just give into your negative thoughts because that can bring you down, and just keep going, you know. And he listened and it worked. So, yeah.
Back to you, Dalton. Do you remember any time where you played that instrumental role and you asked him to get back in the saddle?
Well, I was, at one point he wanted to give up, you know, because like he'd been in the program for so long and like they wasn't going anywhere. And
Which program is that?
the national team.
Okay.
Yeah, and I said, don't give up, you know. Maybe I could take a break and then come back, because right now, because especially like the loss that they had in Honduras, it bring him down, you know. So I keep working on him, I talking to him, and then I end up getting through to him, and then he say, you know, okay, he will go again, you know.
Okay, and Myrtle, if I'm not mistaken, you kind of indicated that that same Honduras disappointment, but you see it a little different. It seemed like you had it was a little more devastating to you.
Yes.
So let me hear your version of that Honduras.
Yes, it was, because I sat in my family room and I'm watching the game and I'm thinking, this is not the Canadian team I know. I mean, it was just really awful. It was sad to see their performance, and some of the behavior of the fans over there had a lot to do with the way they were performing too, you know. The harassment and everything from the fans throwing things at them and calling them names. And the night before the game, there was the sirens and people making noise in the streets just so that they wouldn't get to rest, to a night's sleep, to play the next day. Like they were up all night and stuff like that they were doing just to intimidate them. So I think it got the better of them, and so the performance was not worthy.
Okay, so Dalton, based on that now, back to you. If I remember correctly, you think they overcame such a thing, and you think they're better for it now. Although it's not the same players, what you think would they link in terms of that experience and doing better, even going down in Honduras, winning, in Salvador, winning? What do you think happened that created that big change for Canada?
Well, number one, you got to look at the coach, you know, by bringing in that new coach, John Herdman. He's doing a fantastic job with the team, and he get the right players, you know, like you really have to give it to him, because he searched all through the country for the right player. He bring in the right type of players that will suit his program, and he getting the results from them. And they all trust him, they believe in him, and he trusts them and he believes in them. And it doesn't matter what lineup he put out on the field, he getting results, you know. Right now we're doing without our star player, and look at the results we are getting. You know, when we was playing the US, people think that we couldn't beat the US, you know, without we didn't have three of our main players, and we come out with a win. So that's to tell you the depth that the team have, and they believe in each other, and they work for each other. And I seen that every time I see them play. I go to Edmonton, I see it there. I was in Hamilton, I seen it there. So I have no doubt in my mind, you know, we will be qualifying.
with the Atiba leadership.
Yeah, with his leadership.
So Myrtle, to you, what does Atiba's siblings, his children, his relatives, his family, what they think? Are they riding the same high?
Of course, everybody is so proud of him, you know, his brother, sister, nephews, everybody, his children. I mean, his kids, when it's game night, the oldest one, he gets to stay up a little bit late because of the time difference. And so supportive, you know, like so excited and proud. Everybody is family in Trinidad, and the support is just amazing. I mean, sometimes all of this just seems surreal, like, you know, is this really happening? But it's a nice feeling. And everybody's so proud of him. Like, really, the support is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And Dalton, in your neck of the woods, from the Antillians, you've been in the ball. So how was the feedback you getting based surrounding you, the Atiba, the team in your circles?
Well, yeah, everybody's glad for him. You know, everybody's glad for him to see how he's doing well, and he's still playing the game at that age, you know, and still competing at the highest level. You know, like all my friends, they call me and, you know, and congratulating me. You know, sometimes my phone rings off the hook, man. You know, it's a proud moment, and we all happy for him. You know, and God working in a mysterious way, man, to have this guy still out there playing. And he it's not to say that he's playing and he's cutting it short. He's giving it his all, you know. He's doing everything on the field.
So let me ask you, what did he take from your game? You see any parallel in your game and his game? Anything at all in parallel with your game and part of your game?
Well, his game is second to none. Like when I used to play, I was a striker. I loved to score goals, you know. Atiba used to strike when he was young, like 7, 8, 9, and he used to score 9 goals a game, 10 goals. But I know that would not have cut it with him, because I say, like, he can't keep that up as he get older, because the kids he's playing today at that time, they was his same age, but the next year they will be older and stronger and faster. So I told him, I'm going to pitch it down in the midfield, right? So you could control the whole game. You will see the game on a different level, right? So that it's going to build your confidence. It's going to make you be on the ball a lot of times to get more touches whilst you're playing, so you could improve in your skills. And he said, okay. And he went down there, and, you know, this is what I get. This is the results that I get now, seeing that he still play at the age of, right now he's 39, and he's still playing. Some people just not believe the guy age, but he's out there playing still, competing.
All right. Not only playing well, looking well, and it seemed to be in the pink of form. Myrtle, in terms of, I know sometimes ladies, females, moms, girlfriend, wives, they always have this extra caution when it comes to being hurt and injury. You said you had to put him back in the saddle with the injury. You had any concern at all when he's playing in terms of injury, or you so know the game now that you don't even worry about that?
No, I don't get worried. Once in a while, if I see him down and, you know, just kind of, ooh, but before you know it, he's up again. And no, because he knows how to play, so he doesn't get injured. Like he knows how to play and don't put himself in position where he can be injured, and, you know. So, yeah, I don't get worried anymore. I don't. It has to be somebody, you know, who just wants to get him down and out of the game. And I don't think there are too many people out there who would do that. Because even people from other team respect Atiba. You know what I mean? Yeah, they have that respect, and because they know he's not an aggressive player where he would try to hurt other people. So they wouldn't want to be going after him in the next game or any chance they get. So Yeah.
A strong point now is going to be longevity in terms of career.
Yes.
Whose genes? I mean, you and Dalton look well. I mean, so the public scene, you have mom and dad looking good, right?
Thank you.
What is that? Is in both sides genes, or what's this longevity? What's this looking good?
Taking care. Yeah. Trying to eat properly, exercise. You know, I walk just about every day or do some sort of exercise. And for me, not too much. I don't drink, you know, so stuff like that. And he takes care of himself a lot too. Atiba takes care of himself, what he eats, and, you know, he's not a big drinker, so he takes care of himself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to two of you in closing now, there's 3 games left. There's Costa Rica, there's Jamaica and I should give venues because you guys know about the hindrance in Honduras. There's Costa Rica in Costa Rica on the 24th. There's Jamaica in Demo Field on the 27th. And there's Panama in Panama on the 30th. Canada need 1 point. And as far as I'm hearing from the team and different circles, they want to do 2 things. They want to qualify for the World Cup, and they would also like to be first in the group. To you, Dalton, which one?
I think they're going for qualifying in the next game. So we want to qualify. We want to make sure that we get our feet inside the door. Right now we are outside, you know, so we want to get inside. So we're going down there to qualify. And after, when we done qualify, we head in for first in the group.
For you, Myrtle, I'll ask you first. You think there's any hiccups along the way?
I don't see any whatsoever. If they keep performing the way they have been doing, there's no problems whatsoever. They're going to win every game. And it doesn't matter if it's in Canada or wherever it is, they're gonna win every game. Because look at the way they're playing. Without some of the key players, and just imagine if we have them, that might be more of a threat to the other team. So they'll be okay. They'll be okay.
And Dalton, you?
Yeah, I'm saying 9 points we coming out with in the last window. 9 points.
All right. So, okay, I want to thank you guys for giving me the time, the information, for bringing up Atiba the way you did, so you can lead Canada. We finally seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. So again, thanks, and you take care and stay safe.
Thank you, and you're welcome. You yourself. Goodbye.
All right.
All right.